to my kitchen. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Over the years I've talked quite a bit about the recipes that I use. This is called freezer brownies, a completely healthy way to have something sweet and good. This would fit with most food programs. It is a raw food, so there's no cooking involved. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to make freezer brownies today. We need the food processor for this, and we're going to use the S-blade. So the food processor with the S-blade, I have prepared or set up what we're going to need. We're going to need 3 cups of walnuts, unsoaked, and set 1/2 cup aside and chop it up. So it's 3 cups total, but 1/2 cup is set aside and chopped up. You need 16 Medjool dates, seeded, pitted. So take the seeds out. Or 2/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, a 1/2 cup of chopped up dried cherries, and then a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of water. This is important. It's an exact measurement. 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of water, and a couple pinches of salt. All right. To get started, what we're going to do is we're going to add 2.5 cups of walnuts to the food processor, along with the salt, a couple pinches of salt. And we're going to blend this to mill it, basically, to a very fine consistency. Okay, pulse it, take a look. What you have here is, it's very finely ground. It's quite mealy. This is basically the flour for your brownies, is the milled up nuts. So these are ready. It doesn't take that long to do them. Okay, to this we're now going to add 16 Medjool dates, and this is going to make up into a dough consistency. Okay, it's sticking together, it's holding together pretty well. What we see here is it's a doughy consistency, and it's the nuts and provide a nice bit of oiliness to it. So this is the dough, and it's holding together very well. Now we're going to add the cocoa powder, and a teaspoon of vanilla. You can see it starts to pick up and move together on itself a bit. Now going to add the very last touch, and this is important, the water. All right, we have our mix together here. This is the brownies. And what we're going to do now is we are going to mix in some cherries and some nuts to give it a little bit of, and I'm terrible, I use my hands. Okay, this is a very nice, firm mix of the dough. So we'll add in the cherries and the chopped up walnuts and just kind of work that in throughout the dough. Honestly, I find it easy to use my fingers on this. It just mashes in a little bit better. And you're just working that in so that you've got an even distribution of the nuts and cherries through the mix. You'll see that it's oily side. The nuts do create a nice oil, which keeps it quite moist. Okay. What you can see here is a really nice thick dough. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually pat this into, this is one of my favorite containers for this. It's very flat, it's a Tupperware. I find it perfect for making the freezer brownies. All right, you just want to take and work this into the container. Just kind of mash it down and get it all smooth and even. As you can see, it looks very good. And these are quite delicious. Very chocolatey, and as you can see, there's not a bad thing in them. They are definitely edible in a human food program. Good unprocessed food. All right, what we do now is we're going to score it. You won't be able to get it out of the dish once it's frozen if you don't score it. So just basically take your knife in there and cut your pieces out. And they can be whatever size you want them to be. And this is just so that they're easier to remove from the container. Okay. All right, then you just put the lid on and make sure it's good and tight. And you put it in the freezer. All right, the brownies have been in the deep freeze for about an hour. And let's see what we've got here. Getting the first one out can sometimes be a little tricky. So let's just come around. There we go. Yummy. these are delicious. As you can see, it is very soft still, very moist, and there is not a bad thing in them.